Oh my god, the whole lake's frozen.
This is where I got service.
Good morning, and welcome to the third episode of my trip. Today I'm riding through southern Idaho towards Bruno. This is great potatoes country. It's cold at night, but it warms up during the day. I'll be riding today to Elko, Nevada, and that's where I recovered from a motorcycle breakdown on a trip last September. I'll be talking about what happened in my next episode as I retrace my steps. For now, let's just say the poor Suzuki broke down and I was rescued and brought to Elko, where I spent the long weekend waiting for a shop to open and then 3 more days waiting for parts to arrive. Be sure to watch the next episode to learn more. I'd be remiss not to show some farmland in Idaho. I'm pretty sure these are potato fields, but I'm not a farmer. What do I know? If you know better, let me know in the comments. As the farms gave way to hill country, I discovered trails on the side of the road, and I really wanted to go and ride off in the dirt. But a fully loaded V-Strom, probably not the best machine for it. These are relatively steep trails, great for something like my CRF 250L, but not for a bigger adventure bike that's loaded down with street tires. But I dreamt about it as I rode along and thinking about what I'll do with a different bike at a different time. And right on the side of the road is the Tumbleweed RV Park and Storage Center. And there's several people there. I think some people use these for long-term rentals. Not the most majestic, but in these parts of the country, better to have something than nothing. As I continued south towards Nevada, I was surprised to encounter snow again. But really, in southern Idaho, the elevation is over 3,000 feet even in the lowlands. And this was just a harbinger of things to come. I was now approaching the Duck Valley Reservation, which straddles Idaho and Nevada. The last time I was here, it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit and dry and dusty as can be. This time, I discovered water. My friend Jimmy from Elko had told me that Nevada had plenty of water, mostly in aquifers underground, and I got it from the snowpack. I now realize a lot of rain comes down in winter, and you can see the land here is flooded. This was all dry as can be before. It was quite a shock to my system. Of course, I'd only been here in the summer on vacation, and it shows you that your perspectives change when you realize everywhere has 4 seasons, and the climate might be quite different at different times of the year than what you'd expect. And now I get to say, welcome to Nevada. There's always cars passing in the other direction, so you never feel completely isolated out here, but there's not a lot of people. When you look at the map, some of the communities mentioned may just be a house or two on the side of the road. The only stop with a gas station is at Owani, and it's a small village itself. I've learned to fill up with gas wherever I see a station. Even if it's only $8, it's worth it for the comfort in my stomach as the miles roll on with nothing in sight. Leaving the valley for the mountains, we hit a great stretch of motorcycle road between Owani and Wild Horse. We followed the Owani River through the mountain passes and very scenic roads. It's spectacular, really. The top of the pass is 6,000 feet. A dam was constructed in 1939 and rebuilt in 1969. It was for irrigation purposes, but the resulting lake is also stocked for fishing. However, at this point, the lake was almost completely frozen, Be careful where you travel in April. I couldn't ask for a more scenic view. I was so clueless to the weather in Elko. When I was in Meridian, I almost booked a camping spot near Elko. It looked great. However, it turns out there's snow on the ground. I don't think I wanted to camp in that kind of weather. So I went into the town looking for a good motel, and there's plenty of those in Elko. As I said at the beginning of this episode, I spent 6 days in Elko last September, waiting for my motorcycle to be fixed. Notice the big boot on the right. Elko's filled with big boots. I'm not sure why. It's always good to have a catch for your city. Anyway, I stayed at a motel. It was over 100 degrees every day and dry. So I would get up early in the morning, go for a walk, and then basically watch TV. On the day that the motorcycle store checked out my motorcycle and found the parts and needed to order them, my good friend Jimmy took me out, showed me the sights, and spent most of the day of it. Really went above and beyond. You'll find more about what he did for me. Here's the motel I stayed at on the left. It was a very cheap motel, but a very good one, and I was happy to stay there. I did a lot of walking down this street. This Maverick to the left, I would go in there and get food. I'd eat at different restaurants as well. Not bad food in Elko. The town's population is only about 20,000 people, but it's got a little of everything. Of course, it is Nevada, so they also have casinos. And there's casinos on both sides of the road here. The day my motorcycle broke down was right before a long weekend in September, of course. So by the time we got the motorcycle here to Elko, they were closed and gone. And fair enough, but that meant a long wait. The place I went to was Fifth Gear. Fifth Gear, great motorcycle shop. They were busy, but they got me in no problem, and did a great job of taking care of me and my bike. A lot can happen in a brief span of time, and apparently since last September, Fifth Gear has moved. But this is where they were at the time. And when you're in small places, it's often difficult to find good service. I really appreciated working with them. And no, I'm not getting sponsored for this. And with that, I'll wrap up the video for today. So to recap today, I went through the farmland south of Meridian, then followed the Snake River to Brno. That led me to the isolated lands leading up to the Duck Valley Reservation in Owanee, and then I went through some very great motorcycle roads through to Wild Horse and ended the day at Elko, Nevada. Hey, I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next ride.